Detachment is not that you own nothing. It means that nothing owns you.
You're not a prisoner of anything. You're not a prisoner of the situation. You are a pioneer of the situation. You want to drive things. You're not confined by anything. You're not defined by anything. You're just trying to refine the opportunity I've been given to make it better.
I am beyond elated about today's podcast because we have Braj Mohan Prabhuji on the podcast today. And it is my absolute honor that we could have him on the podcast. You know, the thing is, in today's day and age, our mind can often be our best friend or our worst enemy. And our mind often finds it a lot easier to go towards negative situations rather than think about the positives in our lives. Our relationships and expectations from our goals, from relationships and from other aspects of our lives can more often than not cause us a lot of misery, and our mind can always go in a negative direction. And there could be no one better to talk about all of these topics and enlighten us on life and so much more. Hello and welcome to Breww Banter. Thank you so much for coming. It's my absolute honor that we could have you on, and I'm beyond elated for today's podcast.
My pleasure to be with you, Rashi.
Yes. So coming to your journey, you have studied from IIT Bombay. And in our country, when you studied from colleges like IIT, IIMs, that is, you know, a big thing in our country. And a lot of people then end up building companies, businesses, or end up becoming CEOs of big companies. You chose a different path. You chose a spiritual path. Now, I want to know, what was that inner voice within you that made you decide that this is the path for you in life?
Thank you, Rashi, because most often wherever I go in the world, whatever topic I speak on, this is the first thing that's on people's mind. Isko kya ho gaya? And first of all, I say it's not because of any heartbreak. It's not because of any disappointment career-wise or opportunities-wise. It's a very conscious decision to move to a higher level of awareness, satisfaction that I experienced when I came in touch with the Bhagavad Gita during my college days.
Okay.
So I always have been a seeker, trying to unravel things, go deeper into
Yes.
stuff. So in my studies, people had been referring to the spirituality as a way to go deeper. And when I came with the Bhagavad Gita, it just opened up about myself. Yeah. There was a book in my IIT library. I was avid reader. I scores on philosophy section, science section, all the magazines, Scientific American, Nature, New Scientist, all this. There was a book that really caught my attention. That was Science of Self.
Okay.
And the title itself just blew me off. That, hey, I am studying so many sciences, but isn't it the first duty to study myself?
Yes.
To understand myself, what am I, who am I, where am I going? And when I picked up the book, then I realized it is about the Gita, which I have been aware, but you know, most of the classics people are aware about it, but they don't know what's inside it.
Yeah.
So then I just shifted to that path while pursuing my academics. I was very good at academics. In fact, my favorite subject was quantum physics because I loved the way quantum physics was connecting to the Bhagavad Gita and coming out of all the other, say, classical physics that were not able to explain things. So I did my master's too in quantum physics in Chicago, and still felt Gita is giving me more deeper, enriching experience. Why not teach this?
Yeah.
Why not try to go deeper into it. So that's been the shift.
Yeah. And as you said, right, more often than not, we study many subjects, physics, economics, but we forget to study ourselves and get to know ourselves.
Yes.
What did the Bhagavad Gita really teach you about yourself? And how do you think that people can understand who they truly are?
The Gita lays a foundation of our identity, because based on our identity, our activities, our inclinations depend based on what you identify with. Even now, as an Indian,
Yeah.
there's even on the bodily level or the external level, there's so many identities based on gender, based on say the region that you belong to, the language you speak, the color of your skin, and all these identities can overwhelm us because they all don't happen the way that we want to. Say you're coming from a particular region and the place where you belong doesn't match, and then you start to feel a displacement. But when we understand that these are not your identities, these are something that you are in this particular life where you are adopted, where you are born into. But our true identity is that of being a spiritual particle of God, a soul, and it's experiencing life currently through these mediums. Our founder Srila Prabhupada gives a very simple example of a car and a driver. There's so many cars, and when we do buy a new car, we can get so enamored with it, and and just feel that your evaluation of your worth is based on the car you drive. If you drive a high-end car, then you feel you're
Superior.
superior. But ultimately, it's a car meant to take you somewhere, and it's not you. And in being enamored with the car, you forget to feed yourself. You just feed the car, you fuel the car, but forget to feed the driver. Then the driver will suffer. You cannot drive, especially say on a long night, on a long drive. If the driver forgets to sleep, then no matter which car it is, usually most of the big heavy accidents happen with all these high-end cars because you want to go fast.
Yeah.
And so when we identify with all the external belongings that we have, is based on the house, the place we live, then and all these are subject to change.
Yeah.
If you tomorrow, if your financial situation is not good, you have to let go of the car. And then if your self-worth is dependent on all these things, then you're always in a very insecure space. And from a place of insecurity, you'll always be in anxiety. But when you are in a place of that, this identity of mine is never going to be removed as being connected to God, being a spiritual part. And I'm just doing my actions here. I had some desires because of which I got this particular body, and I'm just trying to act. Let me do my best. Then we are not bothered. Just like a student.
Yeah.
A student, if he just gets overwhelmed by the studies, he'll not do well in the studies. But this is my job. This is my my dharma as a student. Let me do it well. So when you keep a distance from the activity and not identify that activity wholly defines you, and you have a separate identity, you can better perform the identity, and post the identity, you actually can live with it or without it, not being affected by it.
Yeah. So somewhere you think that suffering or mental anxiety comes because we attach ourselves too much to all these other materialistic things and also the goals, right? We get so caught up in wanting to achieve something that we don't realize that is the one that is causing us great anxiety.
Yes, very much. I was mentoring a student at IIT Bombay, and This student was in so much anxiety. I was a first year student, a long back, maybe 10, 15 years back. Was in so much anxiety because at the age of 18, his hair started to fall off
Oh my God.
and he was going bald.
Yeah.
And his hair was such an identity for him, or were giving you so much work, that he started to feel worthless. And I was telling it that no, you're not defined by your hair. You're not defined by these are things. This body can go through its no ups and downs. Sometimes, no obesity
Yeah.
or no color of the skin or our health situations, they can get us so bogged down because we start to think that if I don't look well, then I cannot feel well. But they are different. Your body is just a no medium that has been given to you, handed to you by, just like a car. You're driving a car. You're living in a body. Sometimes the body no acts all the way you want,
Yeah.
and sometimes it doesn't. You have to just manage it well.
No. But sometimes what happens is that if we are giving an exam that is incredibly important to us, or we are preparing for a job interview and that job is incredibly important
Yes.
for us, now that outcome gets us so caught up that we get too stressed and anxious, and sometimes we might mess up that exam or end up spoiling that interview because we are so anxious about the outcome. How do you think that people can actually change that and become zen when they are preparing for something like that?
Very well. It's truly that makes people totally nervous. In IIT lingo, it's called as nubbard.
Okay.
Nubbard means nervous breakdown,
Okay.
and many students have nubbard. One of the student that I knew, he was studying all through the night, and just before the exam, he just fell asleep. He didn't appear for the which was my colleague.
Yeah.
Things can happen weird because yes, it's so important for us that the importance of it just makes us that I need to get this somehow or other,
Yeah.
and we feel that I if I don't have this, then there is no other option. That
Yeah.
that's good. A kind of scarcity mindset creeps in, that only this is going to define my worth.
Correct.
That's where detachment, as Krishna speaks in the Gita, detachment is not that no, you don't want things, but then detachment is that you're not feeling entitled to be there, to have that. So expectations are human,
Yeah.
to have expectations, but entitlements, that if you don't have, I know a child, his father told her that every year we go for a vacation in a business class, but this year I want you to experience economy, so we're going to go on economy. She just blew up that how can you do this, because entitlements are what fixate us that this is where I need to get, and we really don't know what the future is. So therefore Krishna in the Gita, he speaks that no detachment, a healthy detachment where you are absorbed in the process, that it said in the Gita, there are four ways to work.
Okay.
One is working out of fear. Fear that if you don't do well, you'll fail.
Yeah.
And if you fail, you're going to become a laughing stock, you're going to become poverty stricken, and all these fears just consume us, and are driven by fear, we kind of work. I always give this example of the temple run, the video game,
Yes.
where somebody is running
Yeah.
because there's a ghost
Behind.
after him.
Yeah.
And most people in life are running, they are working because they are running away out of, they have to do this because of fear of EMIs, this, that, so many things that just are there, reality of life. Another is fear of working due to profit. Oh, if I can crack this exam or get this, then I'll get some goodies. I'll say a good job, a good life,
Right.
something that profits you, perks.
Yes.
Third level, which Krishna explains, is he calls as dharma or duty. That you have been given an opportunity and you have been given a responsibility, and therefore it's your duty as a student now that you have placed either by parents or you or the stage of life that you are in, it's your duty to do that act well. And why? Because out of gratitude that you have been given this opportunity, so it's a responsibility. Third is out of love, that you love the subject so well, so much, or you love the opportunity that has been given to you, or you love your parents so much. There is a strong factor of love, and more so about the activity. So Krishna says the first two, fear and profit, they can make you very much nervous,
Yeah, and anxious.
anxious. But the duty, either working out of duty mindset
Yeah.
or love mindset. I'm doing this because I love to do this, or I'm doing this because it is my dharma. So therefore, shift what is the mindset with which you are working is important. And if you are working in this space, yes, you will definitely do well, because you are not overcome by sometimes your brain fades in anxiety.
Yes.
That doesn't happen, and whatever the results come, you're grateful to accept it.
And again, as it is so beautifully said, and you also mentioned it, that detachment is not that you own nothing. It means that nothing owns you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But I think people fail to understand the true meaning of that.
You're not a prisoner of anything. You're not a prisoner of the situation. You are a pioneer of the situation. You want to drive things. You're not confined by anything. You're not defined by anything. You're just trying to refine the opportunity I've been given to make it better.
Yes.
So therefore, detachment is very wrongly seen that no, you're a stoic person, you don't love things, you don't love people. No, he's very much involved, but he doesn't get dissolved. You carry your identity, and even out of that situation, you stay what you are, either in a relationship or in a job or anything. Your identity is never dissolved. Whereas when we start to identify ourselves with the other, as the other, what we are pursuing, and we attach the worth, our worth with it, then that's when we get totally anxious.
Yes. And again, coming to our mind, it is much easier for our mind to unfortunately go to the negative direction rather than thinking about positive things. We might have 10 beautiful things happen to us in the day, but if one small little thing goes wrong, our mind betrays us. And it's a funny thing that it is our mind, but despite that, it betrays us. Why does that happen?
In the process of evolution, as per the Vedas, we have evolved from lower consciousness lives to higher consciousness lives.
Okay.
And all those impressions are in our mind. Mind is a heavy, huge repository of all the impressions, heavy data. It's like we call nowadays big data. The biggest data that is in our mind. It stores a lot of data. Most of it is, archived. It's not easily accessible.
Yeah.
And in the animal world, in the lower consciousness world, protecting ourselves, defending ourselves is a very important aspect of being staying alive. Even if there is a small sound in the night of a hush of a grass, the animal has to be extremely alert to protect itself. It cannot say, oh, breeze is nice,
Yes, yes.
the moon is shining, everything is nice. Why am I worried about? Because it needs to survive.
Yeah.
And all those impressions are being carried in the mind. And although currently we are not in that situation, the mind tends to go that way because it's been conditioned for thousands of lifetimes to behave that way.
Yeah.
And for us to grow further, we cannot stay that, because one is to survive, another is to thrive. And if the mind is always going to the negative mindset, just protecting itself, which is a very important element, it's needed, but it cannot just become a phobia.
Yeah. And you spoke about spirituality. Now, I want you to, in brief, explain to the audience what is the true meaning and essence of spirituality for people that might not know what it truly means to be spiritual. Because spirituality is not that you give up all your worldly desires, it is so much deeper than that.
Yes, sir. Spirituality is about becoming the best version of yourself. The Arjuna, the hero of the Gita, he wanted to compromise.
Yeah.
He wanted to compromise his career, which was at stake. And he said, Krishna, I want to leave all this and go.
Yeah.
Krishna was the one, God was the one who said, compromising life is not spirituality. But living for the best interest of yourself, at the same time best interest of the society,
Yeah.
and striking a balance in these two is what is spirituality. The war that is caused many times, as which we can take from Kurukshetra war,
Yeah.
which happened. Two people were primarily responsible. One was Dhritarashtra, who was heavily selfish for the sake of his throne. He was willing to put his children at lives at stake, let his daughter-in-law get abused, and all this. The other extreme of this was Bhishma, was apparently very selfless. Selfless, but not really seeing whether his selflessness is creating impact, proper, healthy impact for the world. If your being selfless is creating a negative impact on the world, it's abuse.
Yeah.
So sometimes people just say, "Oh, I don't want anything. Let people abuse me." Krishna didn't say that in the Gita. Arjuna was willing to go through the abuse. Krishna said, "This is not what I want my devotee to be, a devotee of God." We do practice tolerance, but tolerance not at the say cost of our own self-worth. So therefore, Bhagavad Gita is asking that we are trying to add on many things. There are a lot of add-ons that we are trying to bring when we come into this life, thinking that if I don't add on all this, I don't have any worth or any no valuation in this world. But Krishna is trying to say, first of all, realize that you yourself carry great value.
Yeah.
The soul that you have is of much greater value than all these other things that you seem to value, the world seems to value. And once you value yourself first, and then you can add on other valuables to your life just to serve better, live better. But without developing, your realizing your own value, the value of who you are, we are trying to impress the world by adding so many accolades, degrees,
Yeah.
which is based on insecurity. That if I do, like one king said, if who I am is what I have, if who am I is what I have, then who am I if I don't have anything?
Yeah.
Things are taken away from me. Like people, the once they are retired, they go through heavy identity crisis.
Yes.
Because they have been valued for the work they are doing. Now that the work is they can't do anymore, then they start to because they all the time they have been trying to find value in the world. Edukari means to revive which is within. And once you are totally stable and no worthwhile from within, then in the world, Krishna Arjuna asked, so now that I am happy within,
Yeah.
let me go to the forest. Krishna Arjuna again writes, no Arjuna, then it's selfishness. Again. Now that you have realized that value, do something good for others. Janma sartaka kari, kara paraupakar. So, this the spirituality that is often misunderstood as a life of negation, life of detachment. It's not that. We have to reduce some of the distractions, because the way I'm from IIT Bombay, so I use this simile, this analogy, that if you have to create a product that's worthwhile, not to be used as a semiconductor, you have to experiment a lot. You have to experiment a lot. You have to subject it to different conditions to see whether it weathers well. When it comes to yourself and improving yourself, and you have to become experiment in the hands of God and follow, just like I can do a lot of things, say make the whole chamber vacuum so that it function. I want to do it in a certain same way. There are some certain rules, regulations in our Vedas, the way you live life, say value of non-violence or value of honesty. All these are conditions under which you can be experimented in the hands of God. You become an experiment in the hands of God. And once you let God work through you, on you, you start to see changes in your consciousness. And when you subject yourself to, say, honor, praise, or insult, then you start to see my core, my element is now different. I am not the same element that was before. Before, even if somebody didn't look at me, I used to feel belittled. Now it doesn't matter whether he looks at me or not. I need to So all this, so you start to experience that my element is becoming stronger, my core element.
That was so beautifully explained. And if there's one verse from the Gita that can help anyone having a battle in their minds, what do you think that is?
So the one verse which is my favorite in the second chapter, Krishna says, Raga Dvesha Vimukteshu Vishayan Indriyescharan Atma Vasher Vidhe Atma Prasadam Adhigachat. So this verse explains how does one get my mercy, or how does one become satisfied. Prasada means either getting mercy or you experience satisfaction. That's why in India, food is also called as prasad. Because once when you have some food, you feel satisfaction.
Satisfaction, yes.
Krishna says, the second line is Vishayan Indriyashara. Vishaya means objects, there's worldly objects. Indriya means our senses. Krishna first of all says, you have to roam in this world. Your senses will come across sense objects. There are so many things that we see. But do we hook on to everything? The way advertisement works today is that bombard visuals, and nowadays McDonald's has come up with, people are so much in their mobiles that just some places in the world they have stopped visual ads and they have created this other sensory ads.
Yeah.
They are kept
Yes.
what do you call, the fragrances of McDonald's. It's many places because then people get attracted by the fragrance rather than. So our senses do get carried away with whatever we see. We can be somebody like whatever comes across, I just consume. Like sometimes we binge watch, or whatever comes, we think it has been ordained by the creation, by the universe, that I need to watch this video. Or we can choose, is this something that I want to consume? So when we are conscious consumers and not compulsive consumers. When we are conscious, choosing what do we need to hook on, because there's so much that's in the world that's we come across. So Krishna says, don't get consumed just because it's very tempting. Don't just abstain from something because it seems to be difficult, but see what's the value of it for your growth.
Okay.
Raga dveshu vimuktaistu. For your growth, for your vimukti, what is it that is, so neither just because it looks nice or it doesn't look nice, don't go by that. And you see somebody who is who is a billionaire, your friend, she cracked a very good job and she is earning 10 times more than you. And you start to feel, hey, why am I not like that? I need to get there. Krishna says, Atmavashir, says, do as per your capacity. आत्मवश कि तुम्हारे साथ जितना हो सकता है तुम उतना ही करो अर्जुन. Don't try to run somebody else's game in somebody else's lane. If you have a cycle, it will go at a certain speed. If somebody has a bike, it will go at a certain other speed. So instead of no just looking at others becoming morose, Atmavashir, focus on what you have and can you better what you have. And then how do you use what you have? Krishna says, Vidhe Atma. Follow the vidhis, the discipline that's given as per the Vedas. No, first of all, vidhi means discipline. And if you are, because many people have talent.
Yeah.
But if they're not disciplined, then they can't get. Therefore, it said hard work beats talent.
Yes.
It's not just hard work, but it's disciplined work. No? And anybody that is disciplinedly doing workout or studying, having a habit. And there is a very beautiful book that one of our devotees wrote about habits called as 5 Sutras for Habits. And it gives a very easy way to make good habits. He says that find out a habit that you already have. You have a habit of, say, eating your dinner at a particular time, and you want to cultivate one more habit, if say about reading or about workout. Connect your new habit to the old habit, that if I don't do this new habit, then I won't do that. Or say 7 o'clock you have your dinner, then 6:30 I need to do this. Or if once I have your dinner, I'll read the book. So connect your new habits with your old habits. In that way, you become more and more disciplined.
Again, from a small thing that you said, right? We are constantly also trying to compare ourselves to other people. Someone else is going on a particular path, we feel inferior because we aren't there yet.
Yes.
And that can cause us great misery. I see it with my age group. I also feel it sometimes. That if someone else achieves something, I feel like, oh my God, am I behind in life?
Yes.
I'm not there yet. And that causes too much anxiety. How can we really break free from that?
One of my teachers says, our mind has the cancer of comparing, criticizing, and complaining.
Yeah.
These are the 3 cancers, 3 C's. We compare, and if we can't get there, we try to find some faults. We criticize the other person, and if for the inabilities that you have, you put the blame on others. Complain. But instead of trying to imitate, let's be inspired to do our best. Hey, Because many a times we get swayed by the results they know are coming forth, but we don't see the momentum of karma that they are carrying and the hard work that they have put.
Yeah.
Messi, he says that it took 17 years of hard work to become an overnight success. So most people, they're going through a lot of work beneath the surface, and that beneath the surface may be in this life or the karma they are carrying in past lives, which has just given them no additional boost of intelligence, additional boost of skill, the way they can execute things, and therefore they are able to go that farther. Even as a monk, we go through these emotions, because even among monks there are very celebrity monks and there are ordinary monks. There are monks that are hardly known to the world. But this is not the true monkhood or thing. What do they do in their silent times, in the times that the world doesn't notice? That's what carries the true worth.
Yeah.
God values us for what we are. He has not made us like someone else because He wants to be the way we are. And each individual, each flower that God has made, yes, He loves every flower, every individual. So therefore, knowing that in our life also, when we know that no matter what happens to me, there is someone who loves me irrespective of what I carry. Often it's our parents. Whenever we call our parents, they don't ask, okay, are you making enough money, this or other. They ask, are you healthy, have you eaten? Because they're concerned about the person. So when we know that, yes, beyond my parents, who definitely are loving, there's God in my life, who will always be by side, who always cares for me, loves me. Then rest of it is only my contribution. I'm trying to make a difference in this world. And whether I'm able to make a big difference or small difference, it's up to Krishna. In the Ramayana, we see the squirrel was just putting some little sand, and then Hanuman was there, who was using huge stones. But then we know the sand between the stones is what keeps the stones friction free, keeps them strong. If you devalue the sand particles that is being put by the squirrel, each has its place, everything has its place. So understanding that everyone has a role, as a value in eyes of God, then we don't have, because worldly value, the 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 limelight keeps changing. No matter how big you are, you can't be always in page 3.
Yeah.
And I know some in Hollywood, some of my friends who are close friends, one of the biggest addictions is fame addiction. Once you get addicted to being noticed and you're not noticed anymore, whether it's be a YouTube star or a film star, you get paranoid. You start, why are people, and you start to pay people to be noticed, and still you are not noticed. And that's when there's some who just shut down their YouTubes, or some who just go into depression. One of the biggest causes of depression now is social media, because there's so much comparing. Earlier you used to see your neighborhood friend, now you can see all over the world who is doing what, and then all the more reason to feel low. But then choose what what you want to see and how you want to interpret it. That's where the mind plays a big role in how do you interpret things, how do you process things.
Yeah. And when it comes to karma, right? How does our past karma influence our life today? And also, can being a better human being in today's life, choosing better, negate that, and we can still choose to better our life irrespective of what we come with in this world?
Karma is something like a bank account. It's not a static thing that cannot be changed. It's what you put in, that's what makes of it. Just like currently our body,
Yeah.
this body is what is called as prarabdha karma, something that is now seen. And what is this? Whatever we have eaten, whatever we are grown with, currently I have a particular health situation or mind situation, whatever we have consumed is becomes us. So, and some of it goes because the food that we carry, that we eat, it has its gross aspects and it has its subtle aspects, which is energy aspect. And that energy is what makes our mind. So the energy of the food makes our mind, the nutrition of the food makes our body. And if you are not conscious about what type of food, what type of energy we are consuming, in both in terms of food and other things, then our karma starts to become distorted, difficult to manage. And also there's also punya, means if you benefit others, then they give out a positive energy that becomes our good karma, something that will benefit us. Krishna says gahana karmano gati. Arjuna, how karma acts in this world, because it is not just one action and reaction. So many things are happening and we are influenced. Just like, if I am having a cough today, it's not just about yesterday's ice cream, because my friend also ate ice cream. He is not having cough, I am having cough.
Yeah.
It's not just the ice cream. It's also your last 2 months, 4 months, what was your travel, what was the thing. And if you don't have ice cream, and you can still get cough if you're not having it, but just a trigger.
Yeah.
So therefore, karma has multiple factors that are working. So instead of trying to navigate through the karma, what Krishna says is focus on dharma. Focus on what's the right duty, right action for me in this situation of life. As a student, as a daughter or a son, or as an Indian citizen, or as a soul, what is my duty for this identity or this responsibility that I have, and work as per the vidhi, as per what scriptures guide us. And if we do that, we will come out unscathed. But if we try to kind of okay, I want to good, and yes, it's important, but then no matter how good you try to be in this world, somebody always will point faults. And there are n number of examples. You try to do to one person, the other person feels you have been partial towards. So you can never please everyone. And so therefore, instead of focusing on karma, Gita speaks focus on dharma.
Yeah. And also what happens, again, because of this constant comparison in general, we live in an age of instant validation where you can like and dislike somebody's photos on your fingertip. And that, again, causes a lot of anxiety. But also what happens, and I've seen this with my friends as well, that I've seen people saying that no matter how much good I do, I attract bad. Like I'm just being a nice person, still why are bad things happening to me, and then bad people are getting good things. This is a constant dilemma. Do you think that somewhere, because of their own words, they are kind of attracting that towards them? Why does this happen?
In this book, the concepts of the Gita, the fifth topic is karma, and the way we have named it, which is a lot on people's mind and in their lives, is why do bad things happen to good people? And the reverse is why do good things happen to bad people? Karma has different types. One is called as instant karma. So you do something, say you hit on a knife and you get instantly. But if you say are eating wrong types of food, the reaction, the result of it will come after 10 years, after 20 years. This is called as delayed karma. So it's like different seeds take different times to fructify. Therefore, different acts that we do take different times, different time that it fructifies. So people just gauge by the results currently. Hey, he's doing wrong things now, but he's doing good results. We give an example of a silo. When the farmers, they used to have this silo next to the farm, and They used to load all the grains that they produced of the year there.
Okay.
Next year they put that year grains. So from the top they put the grains, but where do they withdraw the grains from? From the bottom.
Water.
So if in a particular year the produce wasn't good, although you have put good things, no good produce now, because you are withdrawing from here, you see, hey, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm putting good grains, but I'm getting bad grains because it's a silo karma. Then our acts will therefore to trust that if I do good, Krishna says in the 16th chapter that one who does good will never be overcome by evil. So if you have done good, good will happen to you. But if you have done bad sometime in the future, it's coming to you. And instead of feeling karma as a ghost, see karma as a nurse. She's just trying to take the toxic out of your system. The negativity that you have done to the world, the impact is there. It has to come somewhere or other out. And most of the times when our body reacts immediately, it's always healthy. Then letting the toxic stay in the body, because the more the toxic stay in the body, the more vicious, difficult they become.
Yes.
So therefore, when there is, say, something bad happening, the way we are asked to see as per the Gita is that something negative that was in my system, is being flushed away. We don't feel bad when we go to the toilet. It's being flushed away, it's coming out, let it go.
Yeah.
Don't stop it, let it go out of your system. And you'll get, and in the end, if you are having that hook of spirituality to go through that ordeal, because sometimes it's difficult to go through the difficulties, people, and especially you're not being valued, or you're not getting a proper job, or it's quite difficult even at the survival level for people to go through. But then having that faith, let me focus on my duties, I continue to do, eventually we will start to come refreshed that this thing. But if we react, if we if we are impulsive to somebody that's speaking something negative, abusive, and we are reactive, then the cycle of karma becomes more and more difficult to come out.
Yeah.
Because somebody is speaking, doing something, is just a instrument of our karma. Our Guru always said, don't be angry at the instrument of your karma. It's a delivery boy. Swiggy, Zomato, whatever you ordered, he is delivering you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't be angry at him, just understand it's coming through him, but it's not him. Let me not hate the person. Let me just understand the universe, the law of karma is just giving through him. So be thankful.
Yeah.
He's your friend. Not that you go and embrace him or act immaturely,
Yeah.
but then not create any vengeance or trying to react to that person. Something that I cannot see that is coming to me, and respond in a way that's helpful for him, helpful for you. And you don't need to respond to everything and everyone, because most of the time what people say about us speaks about themselves more than what is about us.
Yes.
So like being quiet, because you're not, your valuation is not based on what their words. The same time, based on your capacity, Atmavashir, if you can't handle so much abuse, negativity, get out of that place. Remove yourself from that situation. Therefore, Gita speaks about two types, sannyas and tyaga. Sometimes we have to remove ourselves from some habits, some situations, some things, and sometimes we just have to remove the negative aspect of that thing. So, because say eating, can we give up eating? No.
Yeah.
We'll die if we give up eating. In that, remove what is bad in eating. Where do I need to remove myself because I cannot handle that energy? And where do I need to stay because it's not all about negative. There's also growth there. So let me be matured, and that's where you need a teacher, a guru.
And this is something that someone told to me once, that when you get on a train and you realize that it's a wrong train, it's better to get off at a closer station than continue going, because the faster you get off the wrong train, the better life is. And that is somewhere also the case with relationships, right?
Right. Very much. The relationships require work, require trust, and require compatibility. Even in the most compatible relationship, if you don't trust and if you don't work uh, for the welfare of others, for keeping the others, relationship is about no giving. It's not that you're in need and you are empty, therefore you are seeking the completeness from somebody else, but you are complete with in yourself in the relation to God, and now you are adding on for improving yourself to for a better life experience, to contribute better to the world, and together you can do much more
Yeah.
for that sake. But when relationship is just no becomes the what can I get from him or from her, then it's about getting, then it's a very short term based, because each one is in that mindset that about what can I get from this person. Most of the times people want to tag on to those who are helpful, those who want to give their time, give their energy rather than take.
Yeah.
There were most of the prosperous people. They have hard time making relationships, not true relationships, because they can't trust anyone. That is this person, like one of our great admirers of Bhagavad Gita was Muhammad Ali,
Okay.
and one of our leaders, Bhakti Tirtha Swami. He was very good friend of him, and he used to tell one of the flip sides of becoming famous is that I can't trust anyone now. Whether they are coming to connect with me as a person, valuing me, or just because of the name that I carry and the money that I have, is it because of that? Because when you go to a person just to take what he has, what she has, whether it's at the bodily level or at the financial or whatever, you feel abused. That hey, this person is just using. But when somebody is wanting to give what they have and not take, then that's a true relationship. So even with God, the Gita says that there is one aspect of religion where you want to take from God. God, give me this, give me that. God is very loving; He accepts that as also. But what we call as bhakti is about giving God. That Krishna, I have this little flower, I want to give you.
Yeah.
Although it's yours, but when a child picks up a flower and gives to his mama from her own garden, mama feels nice. Oh, this girl, no, she wants to give me something.
Yeah.
So when the relationship is about giving, then it becomes deeper.
Yeah.
And that's what something is that's missing today. Today's world, we all become so narcissistic. Like, if what can I get from this? And if I'm not getting pleasure, not getting that, then I want to end this. At the same time, we are not giving away our self worth. We are not letting that other person, be abusive to us. So that's also important aspect, which also is in the Gita.
Yeah.
So yes, better to get down on the wrong train. Also heard this quote. It's said, it's popularly told as Ratan Tata said this, but Ratan Tata himself disagrees that he said this, but I love this quote. This quote is that apparently Ratan Tata said
Okay.
that I don't take the right decisions. I take decisions and then I work hard to make it right.
Yes.
So most of the times, it's not that the relationship was wrong, it was a wrong thing. It was the way you treated that relationship that made it wrong.
Yeah.
From both sides. From both sides. As every human being in the core of their heart are good people. It's just that which side of the you do you awaken, the beast or the say the saintly aspect, the good aspect.
Yeah. So, do you think that in today's day and age, the reason why relationships are failing so much is because we want to take and we're always looking at what that person can give us or trying to change that person to our needs rather than just being free and going with the flow and accepting?
Not giving space to the other person to be the way they are, trying to modify them to no to try to fit our image of how they should be,
Yes.
and not giving space. And when you see our relationship with God, God has given us space, because one of the primary uh, aspects of love is freedom.
Yeah.
Love is based on choosing by their volition to want to be with the person. If you're forced to be with a person, if you're forced to be in a certain way with with a person, then that it can't survive for long. I often say, you can't put a gun on a girl's head and say, "Tell me I love you." She may say it, but then she'll hate that person for life. So, if there is force, love evaporates. Therefore, bhakti or love, it it flourishes in the pond of freedom. And the more space you give and respect you give to the other person, and if they choose to connect with you,
Yeah.
then yes, you are willing. And if they choose not to be with you, you give that, you respect that relationship. You don't force. How can you connect? How can you have a relation with that person and not? And now people can be abusive and be very forceful. We have to be certain way. So that is because the basic tenet of love, of being giving that space, which we learn from a lot of relationship sutras, we get from the 12th chapter
Yeah.
of the Gita. I call it the language of love in my book. Uh, the way Krishna gives space to, okay, if you can't do this, Krishna says, this is what I would love you to do. But if you can't do this, never mind. I'm happy with this too. If this is not okay for you, you can't do this, I'm happy with this too. And if this is not this, and even if nothing, they always love you.
Yeah.
Yes, our relationship may not go deeper, but I'll not hate because you're not behaved in certain way or this, that. So Krishna is very accommodative, and the more space we give, the more people are drawn to us. So that's a secret. And today, in today's, as you said, that we try to change people behave, about mannerisms, different things, and then it collapses.
Yeah. And is there a specific verse from the Gita about relationships that you really believe in and think that still holds true to today's day and age as well?
In the 12th chapter of the Gita, Krishna, he speaks about direct love and indirect love. Direct love is where we spend time with the beloved. Indirect love is where we are making the facilities, the systems. The father goes out to work. That's indirect love. Direct love cannot replace indirect love. That, okay, I'll not work today, I'll just spend time with the family. Who will get the food? You need to do that.
Yeah.
So Krishna in the Gita, he speaks in the 12th chapter of balancing these two, that spending time with the person and spending time for the person. Sometimes for the person may not be with the person.
Yeah.
We are allowed to be, but today, and just because you're spending time for the person and you neglect to spend time with the person, then the person starts to feel Papa is always working or he's never. And if you ask the Papa or the person says, मैं सब कुछ तो तुम्हारे लिए कर रहा हूँ, I'm doing all this for you.
Yeah.
But with you, no. So to balance these two, Krishna speaks, these two have to be in, it may not be no time wise, okay, 2 hours this, 2 hours that. It's about the quality.
Yeah.
If you spend quality time with the person, then the person gets that, no, that strength, that trust, yes. And along with that, yes, today's world demands a lot of time where we are spending for the person, but no say be long distance, this or that. But that's okay. But always ensure to take out time to spend with the person.
Correct. And with relationships also come a lot of expectations. And it's almost impossible as a human being to never have expectations, right? We'll have certain expectations from our parents, from our friends, from, different people in our life. And sometimes we don't know where to draw the line between how much we should expect and where we should stop. So how do we come on that even ground?
The root of this is that in all our relationships, we are actually searching for God, for perfection, for sweetness, for that, no, for that understanding. Because the soul, just like a fish in the water, is completely at peace, and when it is out of water, no matter what you give it, it can never be fully the way peaceful as it is in water. The soul, when it is out of its relationship with God, it's hankering for that, no, qualities, for that experience in people in this world, with people in this world. So we expect perfection from people. We expect people to understand us. Because we know God understands us, but right now I don't have that connection with God. I expect my spouse to understand me, my boss to understand me, my friends to understand me. But come on, they are struggling souls who are not figured out themselves yet. And for them to have the space, ability to understand you is many times beyond them, because they are not in that space where they are trying to understand others. They may try to do that, but no, so much is our being that nobody can fully fathom except God. So in all our relationships, it's basically the strife happens because we don't have this connection with where we can get that satisfaction, and we are trying to expect that in people around us, in relationships that we have. So when we understand this principle, then we say, I'm searching for the right thing, but in the wrong place, in the wrong person. This particular, human being is going through a struggle of so many lifetimes, and he has so many conditionings, and he's just figuring out himself. In that, he's trying to do his best. People are trying to do their best many times, or as per what they think is best. But as I said, they are not perfect. They can't understand us. They have their own struggles. So to give us and we have that need, connect here and then give them that space, and they are also reflecting some qualities of God.
Yeah.
We don't match the value system that we carry, then it's going to be a bigger. No, we cannot assume the other person knows, but Krishna can know without speaking. People can't.
Yeah.
We need to clarify. We need to convey in a. Now Krishna also, how do we convey? That's also Krishna speaks. No? Anudvega karam vakyam. Krishna says, don't speak in an agitating way.
Yeah.
Udvega. Don't agitate them, irritate them, belittle them
Yeah.
just because you want something from them. The same time, don't flatter them. Satyam, Priyam, Hitam says, speak in a way that's beneficial for the situation, what will improve in a pleasing way.
And how important is gratitude in life? And is there a gratitude practice that you follow that you think can really help people live a better life?
Gratitude is such a core principle of spirituality, of life, that without gratitude, you cannot be happy. Therefore, they say, it's not happy people that are thankful, it is thankful people that are happy.
Happy. Yeah.
There are different stages of happiness. One stage is having what you want, having what you need is first stage of happiness. You need something, you get, you're hungry, you get food, you are happy. But you cannot always get what you want,
Yeah.
what you need. And even if you get what you need, it's going to satisfy you for a while. Again, you are hungry. Again, you need something else. iPhone 17 comes. For 2 months, it's there. Once iPhone 18 comes, everybody looks down on iPhone 17. This is an old model.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, second level is appreciating what you have. That are you spending time to appreciate what you have? Because if you don't spend appreciate, you are like this consumer, Amazon addict, just interested in buying things and not using things. But if you don't use, but you don't spend time, that's like when we eat food, you said that you need to leave a part of your stomach empty
Yeah.
so that the food can be processed. And if the food is not processed, if it is just food is just stuffed, then you may experience happiness of having, but soon it's going to become misery of having.
Yes.
Why did I eat so much?
Yeah.
But when you leave a little space in your tummy, then just like a grinder, there is time to grind, to ruminate, to appreciate what you have. And that's what is gratitude, to appreciate what you have. And ensuring that at least let me thank 3 things. No? In a negative way or a positive way, things might have happened. But I'm thankful this has happened, that I only got a scratch here and not, my hand could have been cut off the way it could have happened. So I'm thankful I only got a scratch.
Yeah. And if there's one practice that people can do daily in order to lead a better life that can also help them with the battle that is going on in their mind, what do you think that practice can be?
Just like we take our bath for the body, we should also bathe our mind, our intellect, and our soul daily.
Okay.
Imagine somebody takes bath daily, but they don't change their innerwear for months. How will they smell?
Yeah.
So if we're not refreshing, if we are not bathing our mind, intellect, our existence daily, it's a very bad habit, because all this toxic start to develop inside. Therefore, and bathing is also done the moment we get up, maybe a short workout or a health routine after we do take a bath the earliest. And also for the mind, for the intellect, and for the soul, we should have a habit in the morning and in the evening to let out, to build strength in the morning and to flush all the toxics in the evening. And it's called as sadhana, for the mind, where we connect with the names of God. We do chanting or meditation. Mantra chanting is very powerful. Where through the mantra manastrayate, that the mind gets purified through the chanting, because the names of God are highly purifying. So when we bathe the mind with the names of God, holy names, we chant Hare Krishna. So then the mind gets purified and it gets strength to take on the challenges of the day. All our devotees experience this. The day they have spent good time in their chant, in their connect with God, internally they are very sturdy that day. Things can happen haywire, but they don't get disturbed as much. But if they didn't make that connect in the morning, it's like no discharged phone. The phone is red. Then and as you know, in the electronic, they say the once it touches the red, then every phone call consumes 2-3 times more battery power than when it is more charged, and it gets heated up. It happens with us. So charge your mind, recharge your mind.
This was so beautiful to hear, and personally also, there's so much that I will take with this. And to kind of end the podcast as we are nearing the end, I want you to tell the audience, say any one verse from the Gita that can really help the newer generation that is coming up, that will help them in their life ahead.
Krishna in the Gita, when he speaks about the mind, Arjuna is telling all this. Krishna is telling, no, control your mind and do this. And then Arjuna, he says, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramadi bhalavad dridam. Arjuna says, oh Krishna, all this is very easy to say. That's easier to say than done.
Then done.
So it's very easy to say, speak about spirituality, speak about controlling the mind, training the mind. But Arjuna says, Arjuna is very honest. That says that he's not just at the face value accepting and he's not acting. He wants to really apply these principles. And at that time, he speaks that how the mind is very restless. Whatever you want it to do, it wants to do something else.
The opposite, yes.
And if you want it to do something strongly, then it rebels. It's also very balavat, very rebellious.
Yeah.
So what to do, Krishna? You're telling me, but this mind is such a big, it's an enemy. So then Krishna, he agrees. He doesn't say, hey Arjuna, no. But he agrees to Arjuna, because Krishna comes to Arjuna's level. Uddhared atmana atmanam. He says, it depends on how do you handle the mind. The mind has to be handled like a little child. A child cannot take big tasks. Many times in today's life, we have big expectations from us.
Yeah.
Because we see big things happening around us. And we want to take big leaps. Krishna, he says the mind does not like big leaps. Big changes, the mind rebels.
Okay.
Because it's like a child. You have to give it easy steps. Chota sai. I'm waking up at say 7 a.m. to tell the mind kal se 5 baje utne ka, because I heard in the talk.
Yeah.
It's a big thing for the mind. It may agree, but it's not ready because it's not trained.
Yeah.
So you have to go easy on the mind. Tomorrow is like a friend, like a child. Tomorrow we'll wake up at 6:45. Is it okay? And then slowly try to upgrade yourself. So Krishna says this, abhyasena vairagya. And don't be hooked on that, no, I'll quickly achieve. One of the difficulties for Gen Z is that, Aaj Varti, Kal Chakravarti. They started working today and in 1 year they want to have a 3 BHK flat in Worli, or they want to be, in the top of the company. Doesn't happen. So so Krishna says, as you're cultivating and doing slow steps, things can happen fast. I'm not saying, but then be detached from expecting that things will happen fast. Sometimes they don't happen. So this verse, that abhyasena to vairagya, is something that 6.34 is something that is so very important for Gen Z to know. Treat your mind in a friendly way, but give it a direction. Don't just it rule your life. Just like an engine, it drags the coaches, it drives the coaches. Same way, the mind needs the higher intellect, the Gita, to be driven. Therefore, it said, mind is the best servant but the worst master. So, if we let it decide, it will ruin. But it will, if you tell it to do things in a positive way, and make it entertaining. Don't make life boring, because mind wants entertainment.
Yeah.
So whatever you're doing, be happy. Happy doing it. Do it. Susukam kartum ave. Krishna says, do it in a happy way. I read once a quote and said, if you cannot avoid something, enjoy it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a local thing. If you cannot avoid it, then find something good about it. Say, and be adventurous about life. So see something in which you can see positively. In your situation, see positively the way your boss behaves or the way your situations happen. So that way, when the mind sees it as adventure, as and not as a threat or a challenge, it will try to assist you rather than trying to stop you.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was so beautifully explained. And through the podcast, I personally learned so much about life, about ways that we can use in order to lead a more healthy life in terms of our mindset first. And I'm sure the audience watching is going to take so much more than what they clicked the podcast first with. And this was deeply enriching. Thank you so much for coming. And I'm truly grateful that you could come.
My best wishes for Breww Banter. May it go to many souls looking for growth, for enlightenment, for peace, tranquility, and may you be blessed more and more to do good through this good work.
Yeah.
And to help in so many different ways. The world needs such positive podcasts. Thank you. Hare.
Thank you so much. Bye.